Hello, my friends. So you may hear some bird song. It's because I have Nature Channel on my television going right now. Okay, I gotta talk to you about something. As you guys know, the ones who've seen my post, I put an image there that I believe is a Bigfoot nest. I kind of rushed putting that image up because I come onto it in my footage and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. And I quickly cropped it, put a filter on it, and posted it. And the nest, right? The nest was there, and this face was underneath inside that nest. You will see in the video, I seen movement there. That was why I filmed up in that area. Got to pull myself back, getting too involved in some of the comments because you guys aren't there. You're not going through the emotional, sometimes roller coaster that I'm going through while I'm out there. You're sensing everything, you're picking up vibration, you're hearing things, you're seeing movement. When you are focused and listening so intently to your environment around you, out in the bush, out in the forest, things like that, when everything is so quiet and all of a sudden you hear something like that right beside you, you can jump out of your skin. It happens. Good example, we've been moose calling. This is in the fall, it's frosty, the ground is crispy and crunchy from the frost, and we're calling moose. We weren't calling to shoot it, we were just calling it to hear them answer. Right? But I do come from a long line of hunters. Some of you know, the ones that have been here the longest. Hunters, trappers, trackers, and woodsmen. My father felled trees for many years and he had his own trap lines. His dad had trap lines. His grandpa had trap lines, right? So it's been, the forest and nature and the bush for me ever since I was born. So we do know a lot about the bush, the trees, right? And what's out there. But we were calling moose and oh my goodness, it sounded like something massive was coming towards us. My cousin grabbed his flashlight and shone in here. It was a little squirrel coming through the grass, through the dried leaves, the frozen leaves, but it sounded so loud. And we all got spooked because it sounded like it was right in front of us and it was big. And here, it was a little squirrel. So things can be deceiving. That was my point. It can also get overwhelming when there's so much going on. So I know I'm in Bigfoot territory there, and that's why I went there, was to tell you this story that took place right in that area. But what I want to mention before I put this video up, and I have to go over and re-edit because I had finished it and I was almost ready to upload it onto the channel for all of you. And I come on to some stuff and it's something that I want to talk to you guys about. And I think we're being shown something here. I'm not sure if it was their intent or if this is something that we're just going to take with us as something that they do, right? That the Sasquatch do. This is pretty crazy. You will see in the video, once I'm there, once we get to the place that I wanted to take you to, I get out of my truck and I start filming. And it was within the first 5 minutes after me getting my gear ready and, getting set up. And I put my camera on the tripod and I went for a little walk and went to do my whistles, my loon call. From the point I left the camera to the place I stopped to start whistling, it was like somebody come and put earmuffs on my ears. I don't know how else to explain that, but even when I whistled, I'm thinking while I'm whistling, why am I hearing no echo? Why is there no echo? Like, my whistle should be echoing through these trees, right? Okay, here comes the crazy part. The footage in the video, you can hear the echo. You hear the echo. The camera's picking up the echo. But where I was standing and whistling, I was hearing nothing. Like, it sounded like I was in a container of some sort, like, or a small, very, very tight quartered room, and the sound is staying with me. I don't hear an echo. I don't hear it carrying. I don't hear the sound carrying, right? You know, something's up, something's wrong with my ears, or something's going on here, right? In this area. And I was even trying to yawn. I was trying to yawn. I was thinking I need to pop my ears. Maybe it's pressure, maybe it's air pressure or something. I mean, you will hear me in the video. I mentioned about 3 times, I can't get over the silence. Like, I've never experienced silence like that. One time before, years ago, and it was at one of the locations. It was very similar to that, but it wasn't so intense, right? But this was like, and I even mentioned the silence being deafening. It just was, it almost had me to the point where my equilibrium was off. This is stressing me out. So in the middle of this, like right now, I would like to ask you for your patience, because I'm going to have to re-edit, because like I say, I come on to a whole bunch of things that I need to, and let's try to make this longer story shorter. So through the video, through the whole time I'm in this area, I tell the story, and I'll walk around a bit, I film things, and at one point I'm going for a little walk on the trail. I'm walking on sand, right? Like everything back there is sand. There's not very many leaves in that area because there's a lot of pine trees. And but I'm walking on the sand trail. You can barely hear me taking a step. You'll hear in the video, you hear this great big crash right beside me, and you hear stomp, stomp, something running near to me and past me, and you hear it, you hear the sound dissipate as it runs into the forest, into the trees. Okay, I hear nothing. While I'm there, I didn't hear that. Like, I should have jumped out of my skin. Like, it's that loud in the camera. And I heard absolutely nothing. It was, I'm at a loss, but I've got some theories. And that's not the only time it happens while I was there shooting. I zoom up to that Bigfoot nest, and as I'm zooming out from it, there's another bush crash, and then there's 2, one close to me and one a little bit further away. You'll hear it, and I will increase the volume so you guys can hear it. But I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that while I was there. I heard nothing. Like, I heard none of these things. There's a vocal there. It sounds like one of those dual vocal cords. And it's just as I'm taking a breath, and it's not me, like I don't wheeze. Just as I was taking a breath, you hear this vocal, and I heard nothing. Again, I didn't hear anything. So I don't know what to make of this, and my ears did ring. They were ringing. My mother and I sat and talked about it. I brought it up, and I was thinking, I was just running it by her. She's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. And I said, could they do this? Maybe that's how they can move around. Like if people come into their territory or where they are or where they're at and move around and you don't hear them. Maybe this is something they are able to do, right? And she thought it was a possibility. She said because when she was younger and she was with her mother, and if you go back in some of my videos, I told the story about the Bigfoot in the kill site, Sasquatch in the kill site. When they were watching that one walking, it wasn't far from them. They could barely hear it, and My grandmother said the way it was moving its feet, it was amazing to her because the way how it moved its feet, they couldn't hear it walking, right? So I think, it's a possibility. We know that they have abilities, some they seem magical to us, but it's obviously part of their nature. I'm thinking, because of what I went through, they were able to do this, and they did this to me. I do speak about it in the video. This clan, I don't know if they know of me, maybe through the clan that's here near to the property, or these other ones I visit. Maybe, I don't know if they do that, or if they tell each other, or, I don't know. We don't know. Would they know of me, or would they know that I was coming? It would be nice to think these things, but we don't know for sure, right? But they were there. They were there, and but they were able to prevent me from hearing them, hearing anything. I hear a robin, and the squirrel I was able to hear. If there's a squirrel there in the trees and something goes underneath them, they will follow it up in the trees and just keep warning, do their little warning call. It's a giveaway, right? So when I hear them out there, it's just something the squirrels do. So really pay attention to the squirrels if you're out in the trees. They'll let you know if there's something else there moving besides you. I was able to hear that, and maybe because it was higher up, I'm not sure about that yet, because everything in here and like in this area, I was hearing nothing. When I went through the reviewing process, I was shocked, and at a loss, and a little freaked out, and it's a first for me. You'll see in the video, you'll hear these things, and I am making no reactions or response to them because I don't hear them, right? Yet the camera picked them up clearly. I was oblivious to these sounds and stuff that was going on around me. This new location, I'm not sure if I want to make this and add this to the list of locations and places I go to. I'd like to go back there and a little bit less. I kind of was on edge because I was thinking, okay, this clan doesn't know who I am. They don't know me, right? But yet they were there. They were there. I think they're very, if there's an empathic species, they would be the top for an empathic species. I think they pick up your energy, your vibration, your intent, what you're doing. I think all these things come very easy and clear to them. And they know way ahead of time if there's somebody coming into their area, if they should leave, right? And just stay hidden. I think they come to see. I think they come to see who wants to see us connect, right? That's just my line of thinking. That's my thoughts. But anyway, I just wanted to put this little video up because I needed to mention this and explain a little bit about what you're going to see in this video. I'll let this video run for a few days before I upload the footage from the blueberry patch, the story, that older gentleman's story that I promised to tell you. I did. It went well. It was a good day. Strange. Very strange. Okay, and this is the other thing I wanted to mention and put out. I wasn't going to even mention this because I thought, well, if I tell everybody what's there, they're not going to listen to the story, right? They won't listen to the story if I share this part with them. But I have to tell you what's taking place as I'm telling the story. There was a little being behind me. He stays there. I didn't notice it right away because this is another reason why I have to re-edit. I didn't see it right away because I was looking at myself, listening to my voice, making sure I was telling the story correctly, editing where, a couple times I coughed, and so I edit, that's what you do when you're editing, right? Like that, clearing your throat. I usually, cut that out. Once I'm done, I watch the video, my finished product to go over it, the reviewing process, and oh my goodness, I see something behind me over by the pine trees, about, I would say maybe 70 feet behind me, 75 feet behind me. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, no way, right? No. So I pause played technique, and I took a still, and then I got like 5-6 stills of this little guy, and he's glowing. It's a creature. To me, he looks like he's got no hair and no eyebrows, and I'll let you guys decide. And I don't know if this is a Bigfoot or if it's, another entity, the ones that tag along with a Bigfoot. A lot of times I've been getting these other beings that are in amongst the Bigfoot, right? I think we got to expand our thinking and open up a little bit to the idea that there are other beings there with them. What I would like you guys to do is maybe watch that part of the video twice. If you can, watch it for the little creature that's behind me, and then rewatch it to listen to the story. The story was the point. The story was the reason why I went there. That's where it was. It was the time of year. The blueberries were on the ground, and it was around 6:30 supper time, just before sun was setting. He had went to check for blueberries. So again, if you need to pay attention to the little, the little creature that's behind me, he's on this side of me, just so you know. Watch it twice. Watch him, and then watch it again and listen to my story. So, okay, I will leave this here. I wanted to do this video, just a little explanatory video, and what I was experiencing there, because I didn't know this until I watched my video, and I'm thinking, okay, it opened a door to a lot of questions and thinking, and this, right? I need to tell you about it. So I thought I would do it this way, and then I will upload the footage from the blueberry patch. Okay, before I go, I just want to do a little shout out to Tom, who sent me these wonderful cup warmers for your to-go mugs. He made these for me and sent them to me in the mail. These are his colors, red, white, and blue. Of course, our Canadian colors are red and white, and he made me some of those too, but just in honor of Tom, I put his colors on my cup. So if you see Tom, give him a thumbs up. And he also sent me, and they're called I-cords. He knitted rope, right? And I'm going to hang one on one of the sides. I might hang one on each side of the chalkboard and just see, maybe they'll play with them or they will take one. He's hoping they might take one. But time will tell. Nothing has changed. Tonight was the first night I stopped sketching and doodling on there. And then tomorrow evening, I'm just going to put one mark on the board, and I'm just going to let them have a go at it. I'm going to keep coaching them, talking to them, telling them this is for them. I don't know what else to do other than, talk to them. And I do. A lot of times I talk to them like I talk to you. But I will leave it there. And again, stay safe, and we'll see you in the trees.